Hey there, welcome to this deep dive. Today we're tackling the world of AI. You shared a beginner's guide to AI, so we'll be using that as our main source material. Whether you're prepping for a meeting or just curious about all the AI buzz, this deep dive is for you. We'll be covering some really cool stuff, like how AI is already impacting our lives in ways we might not even realize, and how learning about AI isn't just for tech geniuses. Plus, we'll explore how AI is changing the job landscape and which industries are in high demand for these skills. To guide us through all of this, we have an expert joining us. Welcome. I'm really excited to have you here to help us unpack all the complexities of AI.
Thanks for having me. I think this deep dive is going to be particularly interesting for you, especially given your background in Mention the listener's field background. The guide really does a fantastic job of making AI accessible, and it highlights how AI is transforming so many fields, including yours.
So let's jump right in. The guide starts off by defining AI as the creation of intelligent agents that can reason, learn, and act autonomously. Okay, that sounds a bit sci-fi. Is it really all about robots taking over the world?
Not quite. While robotics is definitely a part of AI, the field is much broader. Think about spam filters keeping your inbox clean. That's AI powered by something called machine learning, quietly working in the background.
It was like having a super efficient assistant sorting through my emails. That's pretty neat. The guide also mentions that AI is already making waves in healthcare finance transportation. It seems like it's everywhere.
It is. AI is becoming like a common language across all these different fields. Take healthcare, for example. I know you're interested in how AI is being used for. Mention a specific healthcare application relevant to the listener. And the guide touches on this, explaining how machine learning algorithms can analyze medical images to help with diagnoses.
That's incredible. It really seems like a game changer in healthcare. So can we break down some of the key players in the AI world? I'm curious about what makes all this magic happen.
Of course. Let's start with machine learning, or ML. It's the engine behind many AI applications. Imagine you're trying to predict the price of a house based on its size. You feed a bunch of data, the size and price, into an ML algorithm, and it figures out the relationship between them. That's machine learning, using data to make predictions.
So instead of programming a computer with every possible scenario, we're letting it learn from the data itself.
Precisely. And then there's deep learning, which takes this concept to another level. It uses these complex structures called neural networks, which are inspired by the human brain, to analyze even more complex data, like images and text.
Neural networks. I've heard so much about them. They sound incredibly powerful. How do they actually work?
Imagine a network of interconnected nodes. Each node processes information and passes it on to the next. Deep learning models can have millions of these roads, forming intricate layers that allow them to learn these complex patterns.
That's a really cool analogy. So deep learning is like the supercharged version of machine learning, capable of tackling much tougher challenges.
You got it. Now, another fascinating area within AI is natural language processing, or NLP. This field focuses on making computers understand and interact with human language. Think about chatbots you encounter on websites or the voice assistants on your phone. That's NLP in action.
NLP. So it's making technology more human-friendly.
Exactly. Instead of typing commands, we can just talk to our devices.
And speaking of making technology more human-like, there's also computer vision, or CV.
This field enables computers to actually see and interpret images just like we do.
So when my phone unlocks using facial recognition, that's computer vision at work.
That's right. CV algorithms can analyze images to identify objects, faces, and even emotions. It's being used in everything from self-driving cars to medical imaging.
Wow, it sounds like all these different branches of AI are working together to create some really groundbreaking technologies.
Absolutely. And we can't forget about robotics, where AI gets physical. Robots working alongside humans in factories, performing intricate tasks with precision and speed. Or think about those delivery drones. That's AI-powered robotics in action.
It's like giving a brain to a machine and letting it interact with the real world. Okay, so now that we have a better sense of what the AI landscape looks like, I'm curious. How can someone like me, who's not a coding expert, start learning this stuff? Is it really as accessible as the guide makes it sound?
It can be. The guide does a great job of demystifying AI and providing a roadmap for beginners. One of the first steps is getting familiar with Python, which is a programming language that's really popular in the AI community.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you don't need to be a coding wizard. Python is known for being relatively beginner-friendly.
Python. Okay, I've heard that name before. Is it really that approachable?
It is. And the guide walks you through the basics. It even recommends some helpful libraries like NumPy for number crunching and Pandas for organizing data. Think of them as your trusty sidekicks in the world of AI programming.
That's good to hear. But I have a confession. Math, and I haven't always been on the best of terms. Is a strong math background absolutely essential for learning AI?
A solid foundation in math definitely helps, especially when it comes to understanding how AI algorithms work under the hood. The guide highlights the importance of linear algebra calculus and probability and statistics. But the good news is there are tons of great resources available online to brush up on these concepts. You're already comfortable with this department. Mention a math concept the listener is familiar with, so building on that shouldn't be too daunting.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better. I was starting to sweat a little there.
Yeah.
So, assuming we conquer our math anxieties and get a handle on Python, what kind of core machine learning concepts should we be focusing on?
The guide breaks down the fundamental types of machine learning really well. Let's start with supervised learning. Remember our house price production example? That's classic supervised learning. You feed the algorithm labeled data the house size and price, and it learns to predict the price of new houses based on their size.
So it's like teaching the computer to find patterns in the data and make predictions based on those patterns.
Exactly. Now imagine you have a bunch of customer data, their purchase history, demographics, and so on, but you don't have any predefined labels or categories. Unsupervised learning algorithms can help you uncover hidden patterns and group similar customers together, even without you telling them what to look for.
That's amazing. So unsupervised learning is like letting the computer think for itself and find those connections we might miss.
You got it. And then there's reinforcement learning, which is kind of like training a pet. You reward the computer for performing desired actions and penalize it for undesired ones. Through trial and error, it learns the optimal way to achieve a goal. This type of learning is particularly useful for training AI agents to play games or control robots.
So it's like teaching the computer to learn from its mistakes and improve its performance over time.
Precisely. Now remember those powerful neural networks we talked about? Well, deep learning dives deep into their architecture and how they're trained. It's a fascinating field that allows us to create AI systems capable of performing incredibly complex tasks like image recognition and natural language understanding.
Deep learning sounds like where the real magic happens. Is it as complicated as it sounds?
It can be, but the guide does a great job of explaining the fundamentals. You'll learn about different types of neural networks, like convolutional neural networks for image processing, and recurrent neural networks for handling sequential data, like text or time series.
Wow, this is a lot to take in. AI seems like such a vast and ever-evolving field.
It is, but that's what makes it so exciting. There's always something new to learn and explore. Speaking of exploring, let's dive a bit deeper into natural language processing and computer vision, two fields that are really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
Sounds great. I'm ready to learn more about how these technologies are shaping the world around us.
All right, let's start with NLP. It all begins with text preprocessing, which is like cleaning up messy data so the computer can understand it. Imagine you're trying to analyze customer reviews. You need to remove irrelevant information, correct spelling errors, and break down sentences into individual words. That's text preprocessing in a nutshell.
Got it. So it's like preparing the data for the computer to digest, making sure it's in a format the algorithms can understand.
Precisely. And once the text is clean, we can start using techniques like tokenization, which breaks down sentences into individual words, and stemming, which reduces words to their root form. These techniques help the computer extract meaning from text and understand the relationships between words.
Interesting. It's like teaching the computer to be a grammar expert, dissecting language and understanding its nuances.
Exactly. And then there's this really cool concept called word embeddings. Imagine mapping out words in a multidimensional space where words with similar meanings are closer together. This allows computers to capture the semantic relationships between words, like understanding that king is more similar to queen than to apple.
So it's like creating a map of meaning for the computer to navigate.
Precisely. Now let's shift gears and talk about computer vision. It all starts with image processing, which involves manipulating and enhancing images to make them easier for the computer to analyze. It's like adjusting the lighting and contrast in a photo to bring out the details.
So it's like prepping the images for analysis, making sure they're in tip-top shape for the computer to see.
Exactly. And once the images are ready, we can use techniques like feature extraction to identify key visual cues that help the computer understand what it's looking at. Think of it as highlighting the defining characteristics of a cat, its pointy ears, whiskers, and tail, so the computer can distinguish it from a dog.
So we're teaching the computer to see the world through an analytical lens, focusing on the most important visual features.
Precisely. These techniques are used in everything from facial recognition to medical image analysis. It's really incredible how AI is transforming our ability to see and understand the visual world around us.
This has been an incredible journey so far. We've covered so much ground, from the basics of AI to some of the most cutting-edge technologies. I'm feeling pretty inspired, and I bet you are too. One of the things that really stood out to me in this guide is how AI is opening up all these incredible career opportunities. It's like a backstage pass to the future of tech.
You're absolutely right. The demand for AI skills is just skyrocketing across industries. And the guide highlights some of the hottest sectors where you can really put your AI knowledge to work.
So where do you think someone with a background into SOGWARD, mentioned the listener's field background, could really shine in the AI world?
Well, given your interest in mention the listener's interest, I think you'd find the healthcare sector particularly fascinating. Imagine using AI to develop personalized treatment plans based on a patient's genetic makeup, or AI-powered systems that can analyze medical images to assist doctors with diagnoses. It's really revolutionizing healthcare. And the guide provides a great overview of these advancements.
That's amazing. It sounds like a real opportunity to make a difference in people's lives. What about other industries? Does the guide mention any other areas where AI is having a big impact?
Absolutely. The finance industry is another big one. Algorithms that can detect fraudulent transactions in real time, or AI-powered systems that can analyze market trends and make super fast trading decisions. AI is transforming the financial landscape.
It's like giving the financial world a speed boost, making it faster, smarter, and more efficient.
Exactly. And of course, we can't forget about the tech industry itself. AI is at the heart of so many innovations. From the intelligent virtual assistants we use every day to those recommendation systems that seem to know our tastes better than we do.
It's like AI is becoming the brains behind so much of the technology we use every day, making our lives easier and more connected. But what about the actual jobs? What kind of roles are available for people with AI skills?
One of the most in-demand roles is that of a machine learning engineer. They're the ones building and deploying those powerful machine learning models we've been discussing, the architects of AI systems, making sure they're designed to perform efficiently and effectively.
So they're the ones who bring those AI algorithms to life, turning them into real-world applications.
Exactly. Then we have data scientists. They're like detectives of the data world, sifting through mountains of data to uncover hidden patterns and insights that inform business decisions.
The code breakers of the digital age, deciphering the secrets hidden within vast data sets.
That's a great way to put it. And if you're interested in really pushing the boundaries of AI, a career as an AI researcher might be a good fit. They're the pioneers developing new algorithms and exploring novel applications of AI.
So they're the ones shaping the future of AI, discovering new possibilities and expanding our understanding of what this technology can do.
Absolutely. And these are just a few of the many exciting career paths you can pursue with AI skills.
It's incredible how AI is creating so many new opportunities across different industries. Okay, so let's say I'm ready to jump into the AI world. What can I do to stand out in such a competitive field? The guide mentions building a strong portfolio, but what does that actually involve?
Great question. The guide offers some excellent advice on how to build a portfolio that showcases your AI skills. One suggestion is to work on personal projects. Think about a real-world problem that interests you and try to solve it using AI.
So it's about putting those AI concepts we've been discussing into practice, demonstrating that you can actually apply them to real-world challenges.
Exactly. Another great way to gain experience is by contributing to open source projects. There are tons of AI projects on platforms like GitHub where you can collaborate with other developers and learn from experienced mentors.
It's like joining a global team of AI enthusiasts working together to build innovative solutions.
Precisely. And if you're feeling competitive, consider participating in Kaggle competitions. They're online machine learning competitions where you're given a data set and challenged to build the best performing model.
A chance to test your skills against other AI enthusiasts and see how you stack up.
That's right. It's a great way to gain practical experience, learn from others, and potentially even win some prizes.
These are all great tips. But AI is a rapidly evolving field. How can someone stay ahead of the curve and ensure their skills remain relevant?
You bring up a great point. Continuous learning is essential in the AI world. The guide recommends staying updated by following blogs and publications like Towards Data Science and Machine Learning Mastery.
So it's like subscribing to the AI newsfeed, getting regular updates on the latest breakthroughs and trends.
Exactly. Attending conferences and workshops is another great way to stay on top of things. Events like NeuraPS and ICML bring together leading AI researchers and practitioners from around the world.
Like getting a front row seat to the cutting edge of AI research.
Precisely. And of course, there are tons of online courses available on platforms like Coursera and edX. These courses offer in-depth training on specific AI topics, often taught by leading experts in the field.
It's like having a personalized AI tutor, guiding you through the complexities of this ever-evolving field.
Exactly. The key is to be proactive, embrace a growth mindset, and never stop learning.
This has been such an insightful journey into the world of AI. We've covered so much ground, from the fundamental concepts to the exciting career opportunities and the importance of continuous learning. I'm feeling really inspired and ready to dive even deeper into this field.
I'm glad to hear that. I think the more you learn about AI, the more you'll realize its incredible potential to transform our world.
As we've been exploring all these possibilities with AI, I can't help but think about the bigger picture. This beginner's guide to AI really emphasizes how AI is becoming such a powerful force.
Definitely. And with that power comes a whole set of questions and considerations.
Right. It's not just about the cool technology and the exciting jobs. It's about understanding the impact AI is having on society and making sure it's used responsibly.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, it's crucial to consider the potential consequences, both positive and negative.
And the guide doesn't shy away from those tougher questions, does it? Like job displacement and the potential for bias in algorithms.
Not at all. Those are really important conversations to have. As we develop and deploy these AI systems, we need to make sure they're fair, transparent, and accountable.
So it's not just about the technical skills. It's also about having that ethical compass to guide these decisions.
Absolutely. That's why it's so important to have diverse voices and perspectives involved in the development of AI. We need to make sure this technology benefits everyone, not just a select few.
It's like a collective responsibility we all share to shape the future of AI and ensure it's used for good.
Well said. I think that's one of the key takeaways from this guide. AI is a powerful tool, and like any tool, it can be used for constructive or destructive purposes. It's up to us to decide how we want to shape this technology and its impact on the world.
This deep dive has been such an eye-opening experience. It's amazing to see how AI is already transforming our lives, and it's exciting to think about all the possibilities ahead.
I agree. It's a fascinating field that's constantly evolving, pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Before we wrap up, I have one final thought-provoking question. What's one area of your life where you'd be most excited to see AI play a bigger role in the next 5 years?
That's a great question. AI is no longer a futuristic concept. It's happening now. As it continues to advance, it'll undoubtedly touch every aspect of our lives in ways we can't even imagine yet.
Well, thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the world of AI. It's been an incredible journey, and I hope you've gained some valuable insights.
It's been a pleasure. And remember, the journey of learning about AI is ongoing. Stay curious, keep exploring, and let's embrace this exciting future that AI is shaping.
Until next time, keep learning, keep innovating, and let's build a future where AI empowers us all.
This is DigitView.